Tyler.
I'm Joey.
And this is Less Than Stellar. Jazz hands.
Yeah, you just do jazz hands.
You don't say it?
No. Welcome back, folks. We are here for our third episode, our second
Woo-woo.
movie review. That's right. And today we're doing Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
That's right. He's very excited about this one. This was Tyler's choice. I got the choice last time for The Matrix. Tyler's got Jurassic
I chose
Park.
Jurassic Park. It is near and dear to my heart because I love dinos.
That's right.
So, we're actually going to start off. We're going to try to be less scatterbrained this time. So, we're actually going to start off by giving a little plot synopsis. And yes, we're reading this straight off IMDb. So, bear with me as I read this script.
Thank you. He's going for the drama side of it, I guess.
Paleontologist Alan Grant.
Let's go normal.
Okay. Paleontologist Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler and mathematician Ian Malcolm are among a select group chosen to tour an island theme park populated by dinosaurs created from prehistoric DNA. While the park's mastermind billionaire John Hammond, who spared no expense,
Good line.
assures everyone that the facility is safe. They find out otherwise when various ferocious predators break free and go on a hunt. Bum, bum.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel in the voice, but that's okay. I can live with it. Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna have a voice.
That's okay. We have the voice.
All right. So now, having said that, what do you think? Just vaguely.
Vaguely.
Yeah, vaguely.
It was a good movie. I get it. I'm in. My words. What I would say is, I get why it is a hugely successful series movie thing. I get it. I'm in. I understand.
Yeah. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of more background, movie's obviously directed by the all-time great Steven Spielberg.
That's right. 1993.
Yep, dropped in. Very good. I'm proud of you. Look at you.
Google.
Dropped in 93.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Google. Had a $63 million budget, not a $63 budget. My math,
you are
guys.
determined to not know what the difference is
My
between a
math-
dollar. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah, $63 million budget, and they made in the box office 1.02 billion with a
Was
B.
it 1.02?
It was 1.029 specifically on IMDb. It's 1.02 billion
Okay.
with a B. That's right. Continue to go ahead.
All right. So now, having said all this, obviously we just read the plot.
Yep.
What are some things you really liked about the plot, as far as the movie in general?
Well, generally,
characters.
I tried to talk as little about this with Tyler beforehand, just because I wanted to save it. Because it's one of those movies that, just to give a quick background for me on it, it's one of those movies that I've seen when I was a kid. My parents, loved it. I hadn't been born yet when the movie came out. My sisters loved it. I understand that it's a huge phenomenon, but not one time in my adult life have I ever seen this movie all the way through. And when I watched it from start to finish, I can't remember the last time I saw it. Literally, beginning to end, no breaks. I just have no idea. So I would say that what I liked about it is the first hour and 20 minutes. Really, I think it was...
So not the last.
We'll get there. But I will say that the first hour and 20 minutes, it felt like a Steven Spielberg movie. It felt like there was good acting, there was a good script, there was a good build of characters. I got what was going on. That was great. Again, it kind of started to lose me towards the end there, but whatever. But the combination of the good directing, the good writing, I think it was such a good movie by itself, bar the side of the franchise and how big of a an international iconic movie.
Right, it was a good standalone movie.
It's a good
Okay.
movie. It just felt like a good story and everything. What about you? You've seen it
Obviously, I love it. I was on board from the opening scene when Moldov is sitting there, shoot her!
Yeah, that's
shoot her!
That's like a classic, director trick. It's they show you this random dinosaur, that we didn't realize what was going on. It was a raptor. Hindsight, we know it's a raptor, but you hear this scary beast. You have this team of 30 guys.
It's a classic monster movie.
Absolutely. You get you find out what the bad guy is, what the bad monster is, whatever the case may be. That was a perfect setup. I'll say that. That was a good opening scene. Yeah.
So, yeah, I love that, obviously. And, that kind of kickstarts everything, because at that point, the reason they're having to bring in all these scientists to come review the park, make sure it's safe, is because the family's suing Hammond for $20 million.
Right, that's right.
Spielberg just made all that money back in the box office, apparently.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently.
That's a good. Well, yeah, he made that back and then a lot more.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So, anyways, moving on. So the one thing I do love about this movie is when Dr. Grant first sees the Brontosaurus? Bronchitis?
The one. No, it's the one with the one with the giant neck.
Littlefoot. When he first sees Littlefoot.
Oh yeah, see is that the one from what's that from?
Yeah, Land Before Time.
Land Before Time. That's right.
Come on. Anyways, he
based
first
on the
sees the
same,
really tall dinosaur.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a cool scene. Well, I mean, I think the whole
Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus.
Is it a Brontosaurus?
Brontosaurus.
Yeah, Brontosaurus.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway,
so
I agree with that totally. That was a cool scene. Okay, you know, I'm gonna let you Tyler. You take the floor, buddy.
See, this is why we can't live together.
That's okay. That's
Try
right.
to spoon him and he kicks me off.
Right. Continue.
Anyways, no. So yeah, the first time you see the dinosaur, that shock and awe and just that sense of magic.
Yeah, sure.
You feel it.
Yeah.
Like, at least I did. I know I felt it when I looked and it was like, oh my God. Especially the first time I saw it as I think a 7-8-year-old kid.
Give it props. Sounds about right.
Yeah. And this movie scared the shit out of me, but still, I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I loved in the movie. Quote unquote, it's a lot of people call it a monster movie because your dinosaur's a monster. No, it's not Bigfoot. No, it's not Dracula, anything like that. But they're monsters, right?
Right. Yeah.
But the thing I love about this movie is that it's character driven.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah, the dinosaurs are a gigantic part, but you don't see them throughout most of it.
Well,
they're always present, but it's not focused.
Well, the what you just said was the whole build up to when they first see the dinosaurs. When they're on the Jeeps for the first time and they see the dinosaurs, that it's become a reality. You know, the whole build up to that is, you know, you've got Jeff Goldblum, who is, you know, he's a mathematician in the movie. He's an arrogant, smart guy. He's a funny guy. They've got him there for a reason. They've got the other two scientists there for a reason. You have this whole build-up, and they all kind of center around, you know, the prehistoric life and all that. So that's all build-up, and then you get that payoff. That's what I'm, like, that whole lead-up to that was so good.
I loved it all, though. Like, I love the inclusion of Tim and Lex.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we could have done without him, but it kind of, to me, it helped Dr. Grant grow as a character. He went from hating children to literally saving their lives over and over and over.
Yeah, a lot. About 11 times.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I understand for his kind of growth as a character, sure, but yeah, they just got into more trouble than. But yeah, I mean, they were set up to fail. Let's put it this way.
Right. There's little kids running around in a prehistoric park where all of a sudden all your little safety nets gone.
Yeah, that's true.
The T-Rex literally broke through and ate their Jeep while they were there. In fact, awesome. Speaking of that scene, if I'm not mistaken, I think I read somewhere where the glass that they ended up holding, it was not supposed to break.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard that.
Yeah, that was like genuine fear. Or genuine, not genuine. We're not talking rappers.
That's
but genuine fear where they were like, oh shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was cool. That is a cool
and let's be real. I feel like Steven Spielberg has a thing for lawyers. Hates them.
Yeah, that was a really weird.
He didn't move, so the T-Rex should have lost him.
Oh, are you talking about when he
ate him?
Yeah, that was pretty insane. Yeah. That was like a very. I think you're right. He was one of those characters who they didn't really talk about much. He always had a bunch of. I don't even remember.
He was set up to hate.
He was set up to get eaten by a T-Rex first.
The only one on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
That's exactly.
Thank you.
They did. That's a good. That's a good line. Because, well, I mean, I think you might be right about Spielberg and lawyers because literally there's like 4 times.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think he had something going on.
That's totally possible. Yeah.
So the other good thing, you know, obviously your T-Rex, the survival's part of, or the main part, but you also kind of had like subplot with Dennis, the programmer, who was trying to steal viable embryos to bring back to a rival company. Who was trying to catch up on this work that Hammond and team had done for years and years and years. Another great line we'll bring up in a second.
I have a point to kind of interject there.
Okay,
I will say from watching it when I was a kid and having like almost not remembering any of it to seeing it now, when it was initially at the beginning of the movie when the Dennis fella is taking the money to go and steal the embryos and all that stuff, I didn't realize that like that was going to be such the reason. I don't remember from a plot standpoint that was the whole reason that all the shit fell apart.
Yeah.
That if he wasn't going to shut down the system It didn't matter that the storm was coming. He literally would have.
Right.
It would have been
Everything
okay.
went bad because Dennis is bad with his money. So kids, take note.
Yeah.
Have good credit. Make
Yes.
sure you're smart with your money.
That's right.
Because literally Samuel L. Jackson lost an arm because Dennis can't help with his money.
Okay, I know we talked about not being all over the place, but I will forget if I don't say it. That part when the raptor is chasing the gal, and then the arm goes on her shoulder, and she turns around and the arm is disconnected. That shit fucked me up. I did not remember that scene at all. Oh, sorry. 23 of you that watched it last time. I hope you. Whoa! Oh my god! But that completely tripped me the hell out. Like I forgot about that scene.
Well,
entirely.
yeah, like
that gave me like a real like gut reaction. Like fuck.
Like the one part I always jump in that movie, and I know it's coming every single time, but I jumped last night. My dog jumped.
Okay.
Was where she just turns on the power to like, it's back on, and the raptor comes out of nowhere, and I jumped. Beamers jumped up like this and tried to go out the TV. I'm like, buddy, it's way too tall.
I need to bookmark that because that was like that got me too because that happened with the raptor, and then
right after was the arm.
Up to a minute and a half later, the arm thing. That whole scene was that whole series of time was so good.
Another kind of thing just was the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Was the lighting with Spielberg that he did. So, especially, I first noticed it while I was watching it when they were at the baby raptors, right?
Okay.
And all of a sudden, Dr. Grant goes, what species is this? And his face is like half shadowed, and then you just feel that ominous tone because the music in it. By the way, John Williams.
Shout out.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The music. Anyway, we'll talk.
Huge part about that.
So, but yeah, that lighting.
Yeah.
When he was talking, he's like, "You've read Raptors," and you could you felt just that foreboding.
I didn't think about that, but you're right. I totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, because
something's coming.
Yeah, the whole setup of the movie is to, and towards the end of the movie especially, but the whole setup is that the raptors are a super creature. They are terrifyingly dangerous.
Yeah, they're lethal. They're smart. They're lethal by 8 months.
Yeah, that's right. That's what.
And he does mean lethal.
You know what? Shout out to the Australian. Was he Australian? No, he wasn't Australian. The guy, the main trainer. The trainer guy.
I have his name.
He was my favorite character in the
Robert
entire movie.
Moudal.
He was my favorite character in the entire movie. Believe it or not, besides Jeff Goldblum's character, that guy, the trainer guy, was him and Jeff Goldblum are the only people who smelt danger. Like, this is a terrible ass idea. You know what I think about the Raptors? Destroy them all. Get rid of them. Hey man, good call. The movie wouldn't have existed without it. I understand. But that guy was onto something. And guess what? He got fucking ganked by a raptor at the end of towards the end.
That is. That's okay. He did. He went out like a boss.
He did go out like a boss.
You and your F-bombs, I swear.
That'll be okay. Sorry, guys.
Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Not often.
Okay, good.
Continue.
No, not good.
All right, okay.
Therapy session 101. No, so yeah, the lighting, obviously Spielberg is a master director, so there are many points of that. Also foreshadowing.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Was all over the place. A big time, like you were saying with the Raptors.
Yeah.
They're clever. Unless they learn how to open doors 2 seconds later. Click.
The corniest, there were two corny parts of the movie. That was one of them. And the other was the informational video before the tour.
I'm DNA.
I completely...
Hi, John. I forgot I had lines.
I get that what they were going for to be kind of like... It's
like a Disney ride.
But the thing is, it was in 1993, and I cannot imagine they were actually that self-aware to make that deep of a satirical joke. I don't believe so. I think that it was
Spielberg. He makes his name off doing stuff like that.
I know, but I thought it was too much for me. But then the door, as long as they don't learn to open doors, and then you just see like literally the next frame is the door handle, and he pokes his head in like a damn person.
Can I say Lexi or Lex? I think her name is.
Yeah.
How great of an idea was it for her to be going, like screaming and like that, where she's shuffling with the little like the dumbwaiter door or whatever it is, and the raptor just runs headlong into the opposite side to get her brother. Like that was awesome.
That was cool.
But Goldblum. Let's talk about Goldblum for a minute.
Super good.
So obviously,
again,
playboy, billionaire. Oh no, that's Tony Stark. My bad. No, mathematician, chaos theory.
Yes, that was bizarre. That was
life finds a way.
That was again, that's back to the foreshadowing thing, like you said. But I mean, that's again why he was my favorite character in the movie, because he was the only one who smelled freaking danger. He wasn't.
Smell danger was a good comic relief. That's
Sure.
That's one big pile of shit.
Yeah, that was so fun. That was my favorite. I was gonna write that. That was my favorite line in the whole movie. I mean, it's a kind of an easy, corny pun to make, but literally it was the right one to make. Yeah, that's a big pile of shit. It was a big giant pile of shit.
It really was. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit about how the movie looks. I know we've hit on it slightly there with the lighting that he used in a couple of scenes. Another little anecdote here. So when Spielberg anecdote,
I don't think that's actually the exact way.
antiques.
Oh no.
Sean Connery. Anyways, all right, back on topics.
Okay, impressions.
No, I'm not. They all either go to a cruddy Italian or just revert to a southern accent. Y'all, yeehaw!
I've never heard you do that.
Really?
Don't lie to these people.
Yes, ma'am.
This is genuine. This is genuine content that we talked about.
All my life. Only reason I know Genuine is off Parks and Rec.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
I'm ready.
so back to the look of the movie.
Yeah.
Another little anecdote, thank you, is when Spielberg was deciding he was in between trying to decide should these all dinosaurs be animatronics or CGI, and he was kind of leaning towards animatronics, and ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, came out, which was George Lucas' company, which is one of his good friends, came up to him and said, Steven, if you could have a look like this, and yes, those are direct quotes. And so Steven sat down in front of his computer, and mind you, CGI at this time was just starting to come big time into the forefront.
Interesting.
So what they showed him was a Gallimimus, which are like the dinosaurs when Grant was like, oh, they're running like a flock of birds flees from predators. They showed him a Gallimimus, didn't have any skin, it was literally just computer pictures. I'm trying to figure, it was green, it looked like the Matrix. Kickback, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden he was wowed and said, I want that.
Right.
So that's how we kind of ended up.
And that was big at 1994,
no, that was huge. ILM has always been at the top of their game as far as CGI go. They've been top in the most movies that you look at and go, man, the CGI looks amazing. Like you can't even tell. It's ILM and they subcontract a bunch of people, but that's how we kind of got that mix of animatronics and CGI at the same time, which to me worked to great effect. But let's not have my humble opinion. How do you think it looked throughout?
Again, like we talked about last time with The Matrix, putting myself in 1993 and seeing it for the first time, obviously, I wasn't born, so it's hard to get a real opinion. But realistically, it was really, really a good job for the time. Obviously, absolutely. If you look at the new Jurassic World movies, we're 20-something years past that point. But for me, I think it was very, very good. I think that, some of the best scenes in the movies obviously are including the dinosaurs that, were either completely CGI or some kind of animatronic version. But I really think overall, I think that side of it, given the time, was done really well. Especially the Velociraptors, I think were done really, 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 really well. Because I think they were probably the best. In terms of CGI, I think they were the best. There were a couple of downfalls.
Right.
There was one that was bad, and it's the I don't know the name of I think you said it earlier, but the name of the dinosaur that ended up killing Dennis, the one that had the little thing around its head.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is, that looked bad. That looked
Which
like
part though? Because that was an animatronic when it brought out the frills. And everything?
That's what I'm saying. When he came into Dennis's Jeep.
Okay,
I thought it looked really, really. Beforehand, he looked fine, but at that point, that's if I have to say, to play devil's advocate, that was a bad version of it. I think.
Dilophosaurus, I think, is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
To me, one of the bad CGI moments, and again, we're nitpicking here, down to 1993, was when the raptor jumped up on the table.
That was really bad.
That dated very badly.
That was pretty bad.
But I will say one of the best moments and one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie is when the Tyrannosaurus first breaks through its own paddock.
Yeah.
And it leans down like this, right?
That was huge. That was
and those were animatronics.
Yeah.
The head was now when it was breaking through, it was CGI.
Yeah.
But the animatronic part was when it was looking through the window and she shines the flashlight right through.
Yeah.
And you can just see the eye dilate.
That was cool.
Woo!
That was cool. That was a good moment because, like
Won't
I
lie,
said,
if I was Tim Alex, I'd be scared poopless.
because like what I was saying earlier, that particular scene is the one thing that I remembered. But seeing it, watching it again, I got a real I know what feeling you mean. I'm like, that was like a cool little moment there.
Yeah, I mean it was odd. And then the going with the look of the film, the rain at the time, and I thought that played into the. I don't know. I just thought it played.
Oh, you're talking about like when it was actually like that during the when the storm came through. Yeah, that
and
was
it was played because all of a sudden you see all this mud coming through, and the Rex is breaking. Like I kind of chuckle the part where it bites the tire and it.
Yeah, that was kind of silly.
Almost reminds me of a cat, but.
That's funny.
A couple other scenes I really liked was obviously that first moment when you first see the dinosaur on screen. We hit on it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Where it's just that sense of mad, and you're feeling it with them, and that's all because of how it looked.
I think I disagree with you there.
Okay.
Because I do agree with you that I under like the cool, like what they were going for. When I look at it in a not a judge like a subjective way. When I look at it objectively, I see like I get it. I get what they're going for, the feeling, and it's there. But then if like looking at it, I think it doesn't look. It's again. I don't think it's like the look. I don't think it looked that great.
See, I did.
I don't think it looked that great.
But that's the great thing about movies.
Yeah.
Is they're objective.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're wrong about this one.
No. I mean, I get it. Great point. It's just wrong.
It's just wrong. Okay.
No, so for me, it looked great.
Yeah.
I liked it. Now,
Sure.
yeah, it's a little dated, and you can tell a little bit. But back then, you got to think that
I
movie
would
on
say,
the big screen was.
Oh yeah. And looking at it that way, I would say what it looked like then. I'm sure it was great, but I would say more than half of the stuff held up great. Held up just
Agreed.
fine. You could put it in, but then 30-40% of it
Kind of
there.
Kinda.
I do. This is my thing. This is my.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was letting you go with your Parkinson.
This is kind of my. Oh come on, man.
But yeah, so no, the look of the movie throughout was awesome.
Yeah.
Spielberg is amazing at what he does, obviously.
Was that Spielberg?
Spielberg.
I think that's Steven.
Speaking of Spielberg, you want to know what else came out in '93?
Yes.
Shawshank Redemption. Nope, shit.
Not
Shawshank.
what a I gotta tell you, a little break in the action here. We talked about this 5 minutes before we started. Damn, Schindler's List came out in the same year. We waited all this time to say Shawshank Redemption. And I don't think it came out in '93, but
No, I think Shawshank came out in '94, '96.
94, 96 is about 2-year range. I'll trust you.
I'm gonna look it up.
You know, we're gonna
look it up. Hold on.
And in the brief time we wrote down.
94.
94. Good year. We were born that year.
But yeah, so like Sandlot came out in '93.
Yep.
Dazed and Confused came out in '93. The Firm came out in '93.
The Fugitive.
The Fugitive. Ooh, The Fugitive.
That's a classic.
But anyways, back to my original point. Schindler's List came out in '93. What a year for Spielberg.
What a freaking year.
Won an Oscar with Schindler's List. Won the box office with Jurassic Park.
Check.
Two great movies in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
But very, very different from each other.
Big time. 1,000%.
Yeah, I feel like as he was finishing up Jurassic Park, he was also filming Schindler's List.
I don't know, man.
I think that's how it worked.
For me,
if I'm not mistaken.
The amount of time it probably took to do both of those movies, because Schindler's List, I mean, hate to go sidetrack here. Schindler's List is like 3.5 hours long. I mean, it is, and it's
not just 3.5 hours of blockbuster, turn your brain off popcorn movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3.5 hours of
a lot of script,
mind thinking, heart wrenching.
Mind
I
think?
was trying to say heart wrenching, and mine came to mind.
It sounds like an advertisement for Schindler's List.
It does, but like I don't know, it's just hard. Like that movie, dude.
I
cry in that movie.
That's a classic, dude.
Especially with the little red dress.
Yep. That's
another example of how Spielberg gets the best out of his film.
Yeah.
One other thing
for a reason, yeah.
One other thing that anyways, back to our point. So Steven Spielberg knows what he's doing. He's great at it.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite scenes is when they put Jeff Goldblum in the back of the Jeep after they rescue him after the toilet all crashes down on him.
Yep.
And you take the camera and it's the T-Rex is chasing them, and all of a sudden you're zooming in on that side view mirror, objects in the mirror closer than they appear, and you just see this gigantic carnival dinosaur coming at you, and Rexy's just screaming, right?
Sure.
Coming, you feel the
Lex.
pain, the death that's coming.
Yep.
Rexy, not Lex.
Oh, you mean Rex? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lex, the little girl's not coming at you.
Sorry, when you reference them by their like the street names that they have, you lose me there.
My bad.
It's okay.
Rexy. Rexy. Yeah, she's.
It sounds like you're making. It sounds like you're making a joke because Rexy.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Continue.
But no, she's the same T-Rex that's in Jurassic World and Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. You never saw it?
Nope. I mean, I've seen Jurassic World.
But yeah,
that's the whole point of those. That's the whole point of why we did this one. Because I was never that sold.
Okay.
I know that hurts. I know. I love Chris Pratt.
I mean, these were better. So yeah, the look of the movie for me is a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I thought Spielberg did great.
Yeah.
Working with what they had at the time.
Yeah. No question.
I mean, yeah, it's a little dated, but even the Gallimimus, when it's running through and all of a sudden T-Rex comes down and just grabs it and tears it in half.
That was
you're
just
like, whoo!
That was a tight move. So the question is, how would this movie do 2019? I know we have Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen.
But if none of that existed, right, is what you're asking?
I'm asking now.
So if none of that existed, and let's say everything Spielberg still is the one that directed. Go ahead.
It's hard, and just to give it's hard to imagine at this point there would have been some kind of dinosaur movie. So of this.
Well, I mean, we had dinosaur movies when this came out.
Not to this scale.
Not to this scale. I mean, you had the Lost World, I think, with the weird Western where they were like, I don't remember what, it's a Western. Look it up, kids. Just look up Western with dinosaurs.
Besides the point. But anyway, yeah, so given that crazy circumstance, 2019, it just got released.
All right. So
with Spielberg's name on it.
In today's world of superior CGI.
Yep.
People wanting to latch on to movies like this where they're big blockbusters.
Franchises are a big deal.
Do I think it would have been as big a deal as it was back then? Probably not, but that's because franchises and we talked about this before, superhero kind of saturated the market.
Yeah.
But I still think it would make a lot of money.
I think so too.
I think it's that Spielberg name is attached.
Yep.
As a director, not a producer.
Yep.
But when he's produced some stuff, they haven't always been great. But when he's directed it,
there are a lot of winners.
Yeah,
there's a lot of winners.
A lot more winners than losers. One of the best. Most of the time, if you see Spielberg's name attached to the director, it's being up for an Oscar.
That's right.
Except for Ready Player One, didn't even get visual effects. No, it did last year.
Wasn't that last year? Yeah, I guess that was.
Yeah, a great movie too.
It's a classic. Anyway, so I would have to agree with that. I think so too. Just initially watching it, I mean, you know, I hate to piggyback off what you just said, but I mean the acting, directing, writing, all that. Yes.
You stood on the shoulders of giants and took credit for what they did. How could you?
That's not a. Oh my God, is that a line from?
Yeah, it's a line in there. I may have messed up the line.
I think you blew it a little bit. Honestly, I thought you
stood on the shoulders of what other people have done, and you didn't earn it.
That's right. That's right. Which, by the way, I gotta hate to backtrack like this. That was the weirdest argument that was made in that movie.
No, it's not.
But they did work for it. They did. I'm on the side of the owner of John of Jurassic Park. Yeah, Hammond, because they did.
Spared no expense.
Yeah, they spared no expense. But I was on team him for the fact that his scientists did. I mean, they made fucking dinosaurs, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Nobody did.
All right, well, now that you point that out.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but what I would say about it coming out now, yes, I think it would. Which ties into my next thing I want to talk about, is the fact that it has created such a franchise. So, it has come out. It came out in 1993. It came out with 2 other movies. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, let me ask you then.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Having now seen Jurassic Park for really the first time,
I would honestly, you might as well say the first time I've seen it.
All right, so really, truly the first time that you sat down and watched it.
Yep.
Did it leave you wanting more? Did it leave
100%.
you wanting to know what happens in the next installment, The Lost World?
Yes. Well, I didn't know that was the name of it, but yes. Is it 2? Is it 2 Jurassic? 2.
It's Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I would say definitely, because I think that it did enough to where you have to be like, okay, is this guy going to try again? Because genuinely, I don't know the answer. Is this guy going to try it again? What actually happens next? I would say definitely, which is why I think it was such a huge success, is because it puts you right there at the end. You kind of got the overarching, okay, we finished it. It was good. What's next? So yes.
Right.
What?
Nothing.
What? What?
No, I just made a face at you.
I missed it.
You'll see it.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, no, agreed. Like, and it could have been a standalone too. I thought it ended where it could do both.
Yeah.
And obviously this was a book before it was a movie. I have not read the book.
Yeah.
It's always something I've wanted to do, but just don't care enough to do it.
Well, you said it yourself. Part of the reason you love this movie was the visual side of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it differs a lot from the book. So I don't believe Ian Malcolm's as big a character in the book.
Well, I mean, it's hard to put Jeff Goldblum's personality and acting and,
How about that
and
pose?
character work.
How about that pose?
Which pose?
That's a Goldblum.
It's a good look. That was it. I like
Thank
that.
you.
That's a very good.
Hello, ladies.
Whoa. Anyway, so
My mom watches this. Be careful.
so yeah, I mean, I think the thing I wanted to ask you was, the way that this got set up in a franchise, was that I personally think that was the goal anyway. I know that may sound dramatic, but if you look at the...
No, I agree.
Go ahead, yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
No, I mean, I agree that it was set up for this because, I mean, you got to think the studios that were behind it, I believe it's Universal.
It's Universal for
yeah.
sure.
Universal, I mean, as soon as Spielberg said, I want to make this movie off of this, they were like, sign us up.
That's right.
And also sign us up for 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
I don't know
sure.
how many movies they had planned, but
Well, yeah, what's
it's
so
a big
funny?
moneymaker.
It's kind of a silly thing that I've thought about since watching the movie. But during the I can't remember which scene exactly you see it, but they go to the gift shop, like they pan in the Jurassic Park
I was thinking
gift
that
shop,
exact thing.
and I'm
last
like,
night.
damn, bro, they already got all the merch ready for this fucking
Right?
movie
Like,
before it came
I also
out.
couldn't stop thinking, have you seen Spaceballs?
Yeah, of course.
I could not stop thinking when they were panning through all the merchandise, because that's exactly what that shot was for.
And they were like, "Oh, you like this movie so far? Get you a Jurassic Park T-shirt."
Because
Or
they didn't
back-
hit on anything in the shop. It literally goes from that to where he's eating ice cream. I'm pretty sure.
That is exactly.
Yeah, and
that's the scene. That's
literally
the
scene is literally T-shirt, mugs, lunchboxes, here,
book bag,
toys,
so many.
And it's like,
so many dinosaur toys.
dinosaur.
That's exactly right.
But yeah, so no, they had this money-making franchise. I think you pointed out earlier off camera. They have rides, they have this, they have
It's the biggest
video
it's
games
huge.
everywhere.
It's
I mean,
huge.
it's crazy.
It's huge.
And then it's now come back to the forefront once they released Jurassic World, which I enjoyed a lot.
Don't care.
I know you don't, but I enjoyed it.
Don't care.
I will fight your mother.
Now this is part of the reason that we chose this one, because I get it, and I did suffer through like 20 minutes of it, and I understand you. I'm so sorry. I know universally that Jurassic World is pretty well loved. You are really hating this. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
my-
so sorry. I feel. Look, I just don't. I don't know, man, because it's just not. I like the idea of it. I didn't like it. But literally, like
You
the
didn't
20
like the
minutes,
movie?
Jurassic World, bro. Jurassic World, the newest one. That's
Oh,
what I was
okay.
like.
I was
Not
like-
Jurassic Park. Park, I'm good. I'm good. We'll get to my rating here in a sec.
I was about to say, guys, this is
No,
our
that-
last video ever. I
It's
can't be
over.
around him.
It's over. But anyway, so I guess we'll ask. All right, so we're to that section that everybody loves. We've got a 3 to 5 part rating system that we continue to change. So your rating on Jurassic Park 1 is what?
More than stellar. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Sorry, Cena.
I have no idea what just happened. So I'm gonna say.
More than stellar is my final answer.
You look like you're on the spelling bee then. Okay, so why? Just give me a quick
Why?
1 paragraph synopsis of why.
You
give
get
me
one
3.
word.
1 word.
Why?
Is it Excelsior?
You ready?
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Dinosaurs.
You're an idiot. You're such an idiot.
No. The reason I like this movie is visual, the foreshadowing throughout.
Sure.
I've loved the lighting in a lot of it. The CGI was great. The magic. I'm sorry, and I know you disagreed with me on that, but I felt the magic throughout, like I was there almost. The emotions, I should say, not magic.
Okay.
Because this isn't Disney, folks.
Yeah, that's true.
At least not yet.
That's. I kept getting that feeling.
I feel like right after we're done with this, we're going to get a notification. Breaking news. Disney buying Universal Studios. Axing all Jurassic Park.
Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. And then they will do 6 more Jurassic Parks that nobody needs. No.
Yeah,
offense.
and then they're going to, basically, they're going to kill off the main villain without ever explaining what happened.
Oh gosh, that was a dig at Disney right there. Anyway, so you would give it a more than stellar,
More than stellar.
and a out of 10.
Let's go ahead and crank it all the way up to 11.
Wow. Okay, so this may shock you. All right. I think my Alexa just spoke to me. We're not talking to her right now.
She's listening.
She's listening. Okay, go ahead and ask me the question.
What's your rating for... Okay, let's be serious. What's your rating, Joey McMahon of Clan McMahon, for Jurassic Park?
I would say, because we have a 3-part scale, I would have to give it a more than stellar.
Okay.
But the lowest end of more than stellar. So I'm giving, of a 10, I'm giving
You're
it
going to give it the M of more than stellar.
I'm giving it a more.
More? Okay.
Which is basically for me like a 7.5. 7.5 of 10.
All right, why?
Because the last 30 minutes of the movie were very, very unenjoyable.
No, they weren't.
This is not
The whole, the Rex.
Pause. Let me just say.
All right, go ahead.
The reason I say that is because there were 4 times at the end of the movie, the last 30 minutes, where, it was a near-death situation. Everything was going so wrong. And then, we got saved at the last second. That drives me crazy in every movie.
Okay, fair enough.
So, the first couple of times I got it, okay, the Raptors are really smart, and they can open up doors, and they're whatever. I get that. It's corny, but okay, we got there. But then it just kept going. And then it kept going and going and going and just fucking ended. And then we get the end. The T-Rex comes at him. Yes, but it took so long to get there.
I say it's epic, but at the same time, every other time we see the Rex, you feel it in the ground. You see it in the water.
This thing just ran up. This thing just opened up the front door.
She came out of nowhere.
And
I'm just kind of like, I feel like you would have seen her if you saw a raptor behind some clothes. I feel like you would have seen Rexy.
Yeah, that's what so that's why I will not give it a perfect 10.
Okay, fair enough.
And honestly,
I didn't give it a perfect 10.
You would have given it. You gave it an 11.
I gave it 11, but I was making a Spinal Tap joke.
Oh, I totally missed that. 100% missed that.
It pinged over his head. Terrible joke.
That was so bad. Anyway, that's okay. I will say, look at the sadness right there. I'm sorry.
In the arms of
I think you're singing the wrong song. Okay, so back to my rating. Seriously, though, 7.5 out of 10. Dinosaur claws is what I give it. I give it 7.5 Duke. What do you call them? Raptor claws of 10. That's what I'm talking about.
6-foot turkey.
That's right. Just because if it weren't for the last 30 minutes, it'd be perfect for me. Given the time, the resources, all that, it would have been perfect. But it just really went on, and all the work that Spielberg did to build up the story to that point, so close to being ruined.
You and I that's the
worst part. It almost ruined the movie for me.
Really? That bad?
It was okay. Because
you and I are going to very much disagree. Agree to disagree.
This is the last thing I'll say, and I'll let you wrap it up there. But it went on for so long, I got bored of it. Because, and I know, and I understand that I knew that they were going to win. They weren't going to die. They weren't going to kill them off right then and there. Right. I got that. So that may have spoiled it for me a little bit. But it almost ruined it for me. Like that close. So that's all I'll say. But I will say, would watch again for sure. Do I want to watch the second one? Absolutely.
That's all I'll say. But wait, there's more.
I can't help myself.
No, you're good. Yeah, no. I recommend going to watch it if you haven't watched it. If you watched it but haven't done it in a long time, go ahead back and watch it.
Yeah.
Boy, put your hands down. This ain't no date.
Okay. Continue.
But that's all we got.
That's all I got. I feel I've gotten that off my chest. That
I'm glad you could get that off your chest, because now it's heavy burning on mine to make you like it. This is about to be some Clockwork Orange where I just tape your eyes open and make you watch it over and over.
I think that's like the opposite effect. You make me hate it.
No, they made them love it.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyways, so that's all we have for today, folks. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching again. Thank you for the 23 viewers who watched us last time.
I hope we can get y'all back.
At least get us to 30.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm
30.
pandering here. I'll pay you $1.
I did this last time. The first video we did, we got quite a few comments about our secret word. Not gonna lie, last time got about 0. That kind of hurt.
I don't want to do the secret word.
You don't want to do the secret word?
No, I don't like the secret word.
Does that just let you know that everybody's watching to the end?
Yeah, but at this point, it's just heartbreaking.
That's fine.
Heartbreak's our secret word.
Okay. Wow. Our secret word of the day is heartbreak. Stop being sad. Get over it. Until next time.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Joey.
And y'all have a less than stellar day.
Peace out.